battle, what is that, 2004?
Yeah, 2004.
Yeah, that's like 2004. Yeah, that's when I was a hot shot producer.
So those days are over? What happened?
Being a hot shot producer?
Yeah.
I got tired of making the CD.
Oh, okay.
Just making it. I would rather orchestrate it. I would rather help produce, co-produce, Puffy it, you know, do it like a Puffy type deal.
Well,
I don't want
Puffy ain't producing.
I mean, just like put this there, put that there. You know, that kind of.
Well, yes, and that is traditionally what a producer does. But Puffy didn't do that.
Puffy didn't put the drum tracks on.
No, but he also didn't. He didn't arrange nothing. All he would do is he would walk into a room and say, "Yeah, that sound hot." He not arranging nothing.
But that still takes an ear. It still takes an ear. No. It does take an ear.
No.
Oh, we gonna start already? I didn't even introduce it.
I'm not saying that he don't know music. I'm just saying that he took production credit when he shouldn't have. That's it. I'm not saying he don't know what's good and what isn't.
I understand that. I'm not taking nothing away from him. He stole shit. Most of the main dudes in the industries, they stole shit to get where they were.
Maybe. I don't know about that.
I say a majority.
I don't know, but I know he did.
Okay. Well,
I know he did.
Well, I mean, you're still in one way. Someone told me in Business is Smart thing. You hear a hit, make something just like that. Pretty much.
That's post Michael Jackson. That's post Thriller. That's post Thriller way of thinking.
That's where it came from. That time frame.
Bill, you do not understand that.
No, after Thriller, I thought that was like in the 50s.
Nah, Michael Jackson ruined a lot of shit. With that.
Welcome to Attention Horse, people. Episode 440.
440.
Yeah, man, okay, 440. Okay. And he's just gonna start out with Michael Jackson screwed everything for you, rap bastards. Let's get this shit on a go.
Hey.
This is my lovely fucking blood cousin right here.
Cousin.
DJ Dan CE.
What up, y'all?
Or Danny, as I call him.
And that works. That works.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And let's continue on. We'll jump back into the introduction after you say Michael Jackson trashed everything.
So, basically, Thriller dropped, and it did incredible things. I mean, the history of Thriller is great. Like, I'm sure there's a couple of biographies.
There's going to be 3 parts to this already. I can see it. Go ahead.
But, Thriller dropped, and it just did numbers that nobody was expecting. And during this time, this is early 80s, right?
Yeah.
So the industry was already in transition.
83.
Yeah.
I remember
82.
82 came out?
82.
I go back, I could remember as far back as 83.
But remember, Thriller been on the chart. Like, it was
82?
It was on the charts for years. You understand what I'm saying?
But
like,
that's back when you could leave, a movie could be out for 2 years. In a theater.
Look, if you go to my Mixcloud, I've made a mixtape.
I don't know what your Mixcloud is.
Mixcloud.com /DJ Dance. I made a mixtape called Not Michael Jackson's Thriller album. Right? On it, it's not even a mix. On it, I got all 9 songs from Thriller made by all different artists. It's the only album I have ever come across.
Made by all different.
Yes, that different people did covers.
Oh, they Justin Timberlake did.
Huh?
They Justin Timberlake did. Like
what does that mean?
Well, when the album that was supposed to bring Michael back at the time was the beats and songs that.
Yeah, but that's not what I mean. I mean, Thriller is the only album I've come across, and anybody that's watching this, you know any other album that this has happened, just let me know. That every single song, all 9 songs, have been covered by other artists. I don't know any other album that has ever happened.
But didn't they cover songs from artists back in the day regularly?
Everybody covers artists. But I'm saying an album.
The whole album.
One album produced covers for every single song. I don't know any other album that has
each song.
Every song.
Are you a Thriller over Off the Wall or Off the Wall over Thriller? I need to know that. So because I think I'm gonna...
for years, that question I can never.
To me, It's kind of like the it's like the Illmatic, and it was written for me.
Right. For years, I struggled with that question until recently. I listened to both albums. Right?
Back to back.
Mm-hmm.
In that order.
Because I keep them in my crates. I play joints off of them all the time when I play out.
In that order.
You know.
In the order it came out. Because that came out 79, right?
Yeah, 79, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was the end of disco.
Mm-hmm. And I listened to both of them, and I'm like, Off the Wall over Thriller. And this is the reasoning.
I know what you're going to do. You're going to backtrack it.
Huh?
You're going to backtrack.
No. This is the reason. Off the Wall.
Okay.
Is still relevant. It stood the test of time.
Okay, yeah.
You listen to Thriller now, I mean, though the songs are still great, it doesn't really resonate.
You could put on pretty much anything off the wall and the dance floor.
It's still going bump.
It's ridiculous.
It's still going bump.
It's ridiculous.
You can't like Off the Wall. You cannot deny.
The bullshit song is fire.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and the same just can't be said about Thriller.
Because outside of Thriller, what else is on Thriller? Because that's where I go. What else is on Thriller?
All right, we got Thriller. We got Wanna Be Starting Something.
Okay.
We got Baby Be Mine, Pretty Young Thing.
Okay.
The Paul McCartney record on that one.
We don't go down too much. It was
Beat It.
Okay, Beat It's on that record.
Billie Jean.
Billie Jean. So you got the Billie Jean, Beat It, Thriller trifecta.
Yeah, you know.
That's a killer. That's an album right there. That's an EP.
Hey yo, it's the it's Baby Be Mine for me. Like I love that album, right? But Baby Be Mine is probably the only record off of Thriller that I can still like get that reaction from.
Okay. Everything else is kind of like you got to make it a party for a Thriller.
Right. Or you know, everything else you that album will always be listenable. Mm-hmm. Like there's always gonna be times you want to throw on Thriller just to vibe to it. But it ain't.
It's not off the wall.
No, it's not.
It's not off the wall. I go with off the wall.
Yeah. You can't like it's hard. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. Yo, if you get a chance, can I get that beer?
Yeah. He rushed it for it.
The Auga. So I can talk about it while I drink it.
Auga. All right. You know, I'm like, ooh.
Yo, well, look, get the you got a couple of glasses. I'll share with you.
Okay, yeah, that's the way I won't waste anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do the Auga.
Yeah. So
they used to be just running off.
All right, that's what's up. So this right here, Auga. You can see it got a picture of Teddy Ted and Special K of the Awesome 2. My company, WDDS, we do dope shit. We collaborated with the Hackensack Brewing Company and the Awesome 2 to have this put out, celebrating the Awesome 2's 40 years. Hear me, people, 40 years consecutively on the radio. All right? So when you talk about the greats in hip-hop radio, right, you're talking about Mr. Magic, you're talking about Red Alert, you have to add the Awesome 2 to that. Because no one has had a hip-hop show on the radio for 40 consecutive years. So we celebrated it with this limited release can that you can only get at the Hackensack Brewing Company. So if y'all are fans of hip-hop, y'all should do this. And me and my cousin, we gonna crack this. And it's an for my beer heads. For my beer heads, it's an Imperial Pilsner.
Let me see if we can scroll that around.
Which is
that's fire too.
Which is a Pilsner with some weight to it. You know, Pilsners are lager style beers.
Yeah.
Refreshing.
Yeah. So like I was saying, the introduction to Attention Whores again. This is DJ Dancy, my cousin, and he's quite a pioneer. He's into.
I don't know if I'm a pioneer, but
he's in my well, from why I'm understanding, but from my understanding, you get cheers.
Yeah.
Understanding this is passed down from the family was drinking beer like that.
Oh yeah. Our family is known for the beer.
Now you said this is a lot.
Yeah, it's an Imperial Pilsner.
But now, what did I get the last time I was there? I forgot what I got. I had got a certain.
Did you tell me what type of beer that you like to drink? And I can tell you what you had. If you
at the time, and you probably said it was ass. I said Heineken.
Yeah. So you had one of the best beers at Hackensack Brewing is Parking Lot Pills. And it's
that sounds date rapey.
That sounds good,
man. Pills,
parking lot pills.
Yeah, okay.
I never thought of it like that. Man, what's in the parking lot? What you need pills for? You're not driving nowhere.
I never thought of it like that. But pills is what is a abbreviation of Pilsner. That's what it means. That's
okay. I was like pills.
But I never thought of it like that.
Hey, man, people do things for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, come on, when it comes to this, like, I know I do this, but honestly, I just want to market shit. That's where my head has always been. I just want to stay in front of your face and annoy you all fucking day.
No, it's funny because that's pretty much where I've been for a good portion of my life. Like, I always want to shine a light on other people's stuff. Like, I like, there's something community driven about that. You know what I mean? Like, if you got, I grew up with a lot of folks that do a lot. I know a lot of people that do a lot of things. And they're not always recognized for it. But like the people that know them know, like, yo, they're
But that's kind of the reason why I do this show the way I do it, because I have people come here that may not get the light shined on them, but I know they're doing something.
Exactly.
And I know you're doing something. So that's kind of why I was like, yo, come through, let's vibe.
It is a great concept for a show also, and I think it's time for you to take it, place it on higher heights. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, listen, I wasn't going to have this motherfucker here for a minute because he kept on being like, man, so when are you going to... And I was like, I don't need that pressure on me. Leave me be. But listen,
it's no pressure.
No.
You built something. You know what I mean? You built something.
Now I have to take it to
and you got it got to reach its natural.
Well, I'm working on that too. I'm working with other people. I'm working on with my brother Shop from the Roundtable Podcast also.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see if you can help me broaden everything out. We're kind of like a Red and Meth type of thing where we still do our solo shit.
Yeah.
But we combine it. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Because and that goes back to the community aspect.
Well, I love cross promotion.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. Yeah, I think all in all, it's all about building community and sharing each other's gifts.
Yeah, because
one can't watch the other, both can't watch the face.
That's it.
Great relationships is how you get places in the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, you know what I mean? But
with all positivity. Yeah,
but real quick, I'll break it down. So, Buster, I had that for years. So, LaShare comes here. She said, "Oh, I want to check all the records." So now I get curious, like, wait a minute, where's my Star Wars record? Like,
she was about to
I have the actual.
She had it under her arm.
This is like worth money, but it's broken, so fuck it. I fucked my shit up. But this is like the original Star Wars, like, LP from
John Williams,
1977. If this was in mint condition, I wouldn't even be talking to you motherfuckers right now. But yeah, I brought it out and I bumped it for the last time up there because we got her record player. And then I think I put it somewhere and wasn't paying attention and boom, boom. And I'm like, fuck, why did I even do that? I could have just left it where it was.
Well,
I'm keeping that.
Yeah. if I see it, I'm always digging for records. If I see it, I'll pick it up for you.
Find that?
Yeah.
The original?
Possibly. I make no promises, but there's a lot of records out there that people don't, in bins, in record stores, that people don't know that what they have. Like I brought joints that I thought I would never find in 50-cent bins and dollar bins because the people selling it don't know what they have.
So I used to, years ago, back in like the 2004s, 2002s, the 2003s, everything, early 2000s. I used to be in the city all the time before it's getting crazy like it is now, Jesus Christ. But I used to be in the city all the time, and I used to, I free car, so I used to travel, bus, train, everywhere. And if I ever got like stranded in New York, I just go to his house where he was living when he was in Duncan.
In Douglas.
Douglas, I get it mixed up. Douglas is nothing to fucking frown at all. At all. And I would stay the night at his house, and he just have his DJ set. So I would just go through all the records and see, ooh, what can I sample?
Yeah.
Ooh, so some of the beats that you motherfuckers heard from me or like from me is because I got able to dig in the crates and find whatever he had, because he had a collection of records, he had a collection of comics.
Still got them. Well, the comics no longer.
Yeah, I see. Like it took me a while to figure out. I kind of like this guy. I don't know why. I'm just a different aspect of the weird. He's like weird to the left. I'm weird to the right. But it's still the mutual weirdness is right down the middle.
Absolutely.
So like when I was a kid, I would come over to his house and see his mom, and that's back when grandma was alive and I was running around. And he had, you know what? You had some toys. He had these toys. He had this 4 foot, 3 foot.
Nah, it wasn't that big, man. They were like.
It was a 3 foot Godzilla.
Godzilla, it was like.
Godzilla
was even smaller than the Ray Dean.
Well, then I was small too back then. So that's big to me. Like, this right here, that's fucking like, look. Yeah.
Nah. It was it wasn't up to. It wasn't that big, man. I'm telling you, they were little.
You know, I wanted to steal that from you all the time.
I was like,
oh yeah, because you had the Voltron.
It wasn't Voltron. It was Ray Dean, one of the Shogun Warriors.
No. Didn't they use the same frame for Voltron?
Man, you know.
No, because back then, this is nerdy shit. Mm-hmm. Back then, even the Transformers, and I learned later on, it was a whole bunch of like Japan.
Yeah, so that's where
toy lines. And
right, but the Japanese had I forgot what they called. Those giant robots are called something. And that was a thing in Japan.
What do they call them over here? They call them the
I think they're called like Gundams or something like that.
Like Gundam, but Gundam's a brand.
It's a brand, yeah.
Type of one of them.
Yeah, but like that, the giant robots is a thing. So when it finally hit America, it hit America through the Shogun Warriors. That's what they were called. So
this is a cartoon?
No, it wasn't a cartoon. It was just a toy. I don't think
they make everything.
They probably had the cartoon. They probably had the cartoon in Japan, but it wasn't a cartoon in America.
It was a Shogun Warrior, and it looked like Voltron.
Yeah, they had Ray Dean, which was the one I had. Dragoon was one, and the third one, I can't remember the third one.
Dragoon.
But then then the Godzilla was part of the Shogun Warrior franchise, even though he wasn't a Shogun.
So it was a multiverse back then. It was like he was.
Yeah, they just wanted a reason to make a Godzilla toy, and they figured let's do it through these lines.
Godzilla was made in the 50s or the 60s.
60s. Late 50s actually.
Well, they whole thing. Oh, that gets me into my super. That whole thing is that whole atomic bomb radiation shit, and that's why that came across.
Right.
Good promotion on you motherfuckers in the media. I know what y'all did with that. Good. But so I used to go to his house and like ransack all of the toys he had and go through his comics, the ones I could go through. And when Batman came out, I was like, yo, Batman's the best. And he was like, no, Batman's bullshit. That Joker doesn't kill his family. I said, I don't give a fuck. It's still not. He's like, no, it's not canon.
Yeah, it's different. You know, I found that out the hard way. Like, it's different going to see the movie knowing the comic books than going to see the movie not knowing the comic books.
Well, it should be atrocious now for you because some of them work and some of them don't.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like eventually, you know, some of them do work and some of them don't. Like, I would say, like, the Superman movies from 1978, 1 and 2.
Donner.
Huh?
Donner,
Christopher Reeve.
No, the dude that directed the Donner, Richard Donner.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
No, Richard Donner did the first and some of the second one, and then
those two.
Yeah, because the one with Richard they didn't like.
Yeah.
I like it was
Richard Pryor.
It had robots in it.
Yeah,
and 4 was horrible. I didn't know how bad 4
garbage. 4 was hot garbage. Yeah, man. I'm like, yo, what?
Looking back at it now, I was like, God damn, this shit, they copied and pasted the whole movie. I said, this shit is, God damn.
But like, those were like those first 2 Superman movies. To me, was like, that's like the comic book coming to life, man. This is good. I mean, the only difference during that era was that he wasn't Superboy. He just went from, you know, he just grew up in Smallville and then moved to Metropolis.
When did they do a Superboy part? They did that in the movie?
In the comic books. In the comic book, Superman was in that era. of Superman, he was Superboy before he became Superman.
No, but then they had to backtrack because in the late 30s he was Superman, and by then that's the 70s, so they had to backtrack.
Yeah, but
so they made a Superboy comic book.
Yeah, but I'm saying
that was
like
the timeline.
So before that's the Superman from the Golden Age.
Drinking beer and talking Superman.
Yeah. Superman from the Golden Age had a totally different...
Okay, all right. So let's
totally
break this down because I got comics on the docket right there.
Okay.
So I got see the docket over there. I gotta make sure.
I understand. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta follow that. I'm a one. Like unless I got my co-host with me. Shout out to my co-host.
Right.
You know who you are. Nigga eating. Rod doing his thing.
I get it. Okay, that's like the teleprompter.
This is it's like me playing handball in the Bronx. So I have something.
Oh, okay.
I go, boom.
All right, look.
I don't got shit to talk about.
I'm digging your production skills,
Hey man, hey, and see what is on. That's so you know what I mean. That never goes out of style.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So comics. So there were different ages.
Yes.
Because I like to tell everybody, people get mad at Batman. Batman started shooting niggas when he first came out. Yes. He had a gun. That nigga had a cape and a Glock.
He carried a 45.
Then he had a 40. You know the type.
And he was murdering people. Original Batman was out there murdering cats. Bop, bop. There's no crime in Gotham City. He was for real about it.
Was this before they did the origin? Like
this was part of it. Like they did his origin.
Did they start with his origin, or did they start with him just running them off?
Nah, his parents were killed in the alley. He does all the things. He becomes Batman, do all that.
He said, "Fuck a batarang."
Yeah. He felt it necessary that them criminals felt his wrath. Batman was no joke.
And then in the 50s was the Silver Age, right?
Silver Age.
Now the Silver Age is when they made everything quirky.
Yeah,
they made it like childish.
Yeah.
And very, that's where you get Super Dog from and all that shit.
Right, but like the 50s, so that era,
Super Baby and all that shit.
That era that was before the Justice League. Back then you had the Justice Society of America, and they were the precursor to the Justice League, but they lived,
Were they the same characters or they were?
No, there was something different. So Batman, there was Batman. The Batman. So.
Or was that the Batman that had like the really out there cape? Like the hit, like did they design them different?
Not really, not really. Robin had a better costume from that era, but that's
when he had the shorts on.
Nah, he didn't have shorts.
At one point he had shorts, I think, right?
Nah, that's the Silver Age Robin had the shorts.
Oh, okay.
The Golden Age Robin had like tight, like green tight.
Okay.
But
so it was never cool until you got to like the 90s where he had like slacks on.
Eventually they that's how DC Comics like revamped their heroes. They just broke them down in ages. So when they decided to create the Silver Age characters, they split the Justice Society and the Justice League into two different Earths, Earth 1 and Earth 2.
Okay.
So the Justice Society
is their multiverse.
You're right, exactly. Yeah. And that DC is highly. They the ones who started the whole multiverse.
Well, DC is short for Detective Comics, right?
Nah, it's short for Direct Current. That was the
what?
Yeah, that was the name of the.
I always was like, it has to be Detective. First, I thought it was Dark Comics. Then that's me. Then I thought it must be Detective Comics. That would make sense since Batman first was on Detective. Wasn't Superman first on Detective too?
No, Superman premiered in Action Comics. #1.
What was the name of Marvel's comic book name before it was Marvel? It was something else.
Timely Comics.
Timely, okay.
That was back in the 40s when they had Captain America.
Captain America was like. Oh, okay. Namor.
Yeah.
Okay. So Namor was before Aquaman.
Yes.
So they both bit off each other. I understand.
Throughout the ages.
Because you got Apocalypse and Darkseid or
that's Jack Kirby. So.
He worked for both.
He got at one point. I think he got mad at DC and was like, "Yo, I'm taking my talents to Marvel," and he created like pretty much he bit himself.
I'm gonna make a different version of the nigga I already made.
Right, exactly.
Well, was he getting paid for the niggas that he made before?
Well, that's one of the problems with comic books. He wasn't like a lot of the creators didn't get.
Just recently in the last coming years, Bill Finger, who was supposed to be the real creator of Batman or whatever, it just started getting like his just deserves.
Well, hey,
his family is anyway.
However, they're able to make it happen.
I think was it Bob Kane that was taken, and He had something to do with it, but I think Bill Finger took that idea and just ran with it, and then it became.
Listen, it's the comic book industry is wild. It's wild. A lot of people didn't.
I wanted to do that back in the day. I wanted to be a cartoonist.
Yeah,
I was real good with drawing shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just stopped and took that energy and took it to music. Really, that's all it was. But I was like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to art school and I'm gonna become a cartoonist. And just I watch this shit every day. Might as well fucking do it.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
But, it could still happen if you wanted to.
Now, what I really want to do now is do things like this and market and start working on this screenplay I want to do.
Oh, so then we have to talk further because there's that is exactly what like the company like we do dope shit, like we're all about emerging artists. You know, so like anything,
I still do music, but it's just because when I want to. I'm not like it's
and that's how it should be.
That's
like,
when I want to, when I feel.
Exactly what we're about. Like,
I'm not trying to compete with all you niggas. Y'all got it.
We want people to build their craft, you know, and that takes time, and there should be the time that if you feel whatever time you feel that takes is the time you should spend on it. Like there's no urgency. You're not you're not doing it for the next person, or you're doing it for you. And I think that's where the best art comes from. You know, people that get distracted by social media and deadlines and this must happen now or else and all this. They get you can't make your best work if all of those things are pertinent to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
because it becomes work.
Yeah,
and you're not gonna like it if it becomes work. So you just like.
So we not about we're about to start. We're about to launch our label, and the label is not for. We're not trying to make anybody rich. We not, the whole thing is like there's a lot of people out there that wanna do this music thing. They wanna show their craft.
Yeah.
And they don't have the opportunity to do so.
You know what happened with me? I think the same thing that happened with me producing is now happening with me in music.
Mm-hmm.
I never whenever the group is over here, I'm like, there's gotta be another way around this shit.
Certainly.
So I just be like, I'm not following the group over there. There's so many people rapping right now.
Exactly.
Ridiculous numbers.
And
ridiculous to the point now where I'm just like, and you have to have a certain amount of money, a certain amount of base, and a certain team to really get your shit where you probably want it to go.
Right. But it doesn't make any sense for there to be such a crowded, industry.
All to make words rhyme.
Well, no, but not only that, but
I'm just thinking of it. Just all to make words.
But you got everybody doing the same thing, and I cannot, if I can't discern what your particular creativity is, I'm not interested. The fact that the pool is so crowded kind of dilutes the very thing that they're trying to do.
Yeah. So because even the good shit is only hot for a week.
Exactly.
I was bumping Kendrick shit, and now I'm just like, okay, I can bump it now, but. And that's just not. It's not because of his shit. It's just the way that everything's being digested.
Right, and everything. Even the good music, whatever anybody considers good, gets drowned out by the fact that there's just so much. And everybody is vying for the same market, the same audiences, the same.
Everybody wants to be a chief. Nobody wants to be Indian. That's all.
So, so we're coming up with a plan to get away from that and just allow people to make their music.
Okay, we talked about some Batman shit already in comic books, so we don't have to go down there. Batman comics, cross the fuck out. Let me see what I got you on. What does that say over there? Well, were we done talking about what you do, the brewery? Tell them what you're into now.
All right, so as I was mentioning.
Yeah, so I'll probably cut you off from that. Go ahead.
So we do dope shit. That's the company. And we are all about nurturing creative energies in all disciplines. So whether you are a visual artist, musician, photographer, author, writer, screenplays, playwrights, cook, if you're a culinary artist. We are developing outlets for everybody that does something creative. We are not doing it in a way that mainstream people have. So it's not about making anybody rich. It's about exposing you to bigger audience, wider audiences, or just a brand new audience altogether.
And that audience will make you rich, goddamn it.
Yeah, but it's not about that.
No,
it's
I know that.
About,
I'm just trying to say, take a double up.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that a lot of people start these things, but they don't know how to.
A lot of people start things and think it's going to be a get-rich scheme type of situation or something that they could.
And that is not about art. You know, that's my point. Mm-hmm. It's like, the money aspect shouldn't be a thing that you think about or worry about. You have to build a plan. You have to start somewhere. And when you get it to where you want it, then you can jump to the next level, possibly where some money exists.
That's what I said. Make that audience flip it, you get it.
So it's not, so when you decide that you're going to be an artist and you want this particular thing to be the thing you do to make your living, it's a process. So our goal is to usher people in, at least give them the starting point, make some noise where we can. And when the artists feel that they're ready, they're like, thank you for all you've done. I think we're ready to take it here, and they can go with our blessings.
Now, real quick. Mm-hmm. Also, I asked you to come this week because you have something happening this weekend, right?
Well,
is it Juneteenth?
So like I told you all about Awesome 2. The Awesome 2 are New Jersey natives, and
didn't he just come to the brewery, right?
To do this.
Okay.
This was the release.
Okay.
So Teddy Ted is from Hackensack, Special K from Passaic, but lives in Hackensack now. So they're doing some things at the brewery at Hackensack Brewing. So this Father's Day, which is also Juneteenth, we got a thing going on called Vibes. We got DJs, we got beer. This Sunday.
Okay.
We got beer, we got beer slushies, there's games, all the things that go on at breweries.
What's the time?
All day.
Okay.
12 to 8.
I want to say this so bad. You gotta look for the fucking
tombstone.
Yeah. Look for the cemetery tombstones.
It's not
and make it right.
Not a cemetery. It's a business that sells tombstones. When you see the tombstones,
get a tombstone and come get a beer.
You see the tombstones, you know you're there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Come through, the Awesome 2 be in effect, DJs all day. You never know who might stop by. We had some good people stop by at the beer release.
Beer release. Okay.
Make it happen. Shit, this beer is good, by the way. For all my beer heads.
Nah, I'm good. I'm as you can see, I'm feeling it right now, and I'm not a beer drinker like that. I normally drink my whiskey. If you was on,
I drink my whiskey too.
If you were on the gram, you probably seen my little thing saying I had a hangover for a whole day because I got the most views on that. I was like, why?
People want to see you hungover?
It wasn't a picture. It was I just said it.
Okay.
I just said. I don't remember hangovers lasting a whole day, and my responses was you old nigga, and I said no because I remember having a hangover but not lasting the whole day. My body was just like, why the fuck?
I remember many hangovers lasting a whole day.
Listen, I was in DR drinking everything, and I didn't have. Well, I blacked out one night, but I didn't have a hangover at all. I have a hangover. But
the lesson in that really is to remember to drink water with your liquor. In those many years that I did not do that, the hangovers all day was a real thing. That was a real thing.
So water it down.
Yeah.
Water down your hangover now.
Have a whiskey, have some water.
Have you seen any new movies or anything like that lately?
Man, I have not been in the movies.
Okay. I seen Jurassic Park or Jurassic World.
How was it?
It's horrible.
Oh,
they needed to stop after one.
Yeah.
I give them two, but after one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nowadays I just wait for stuff to come on.
Oh, I see everything. Yeah. I haven't been in a movie theater.
I mean, I think I did go. I took my daughter to see Spider-Man because she likes Spider-Man, but she wasn't expecting it to be live action, and it freaked her out.
Oh, well, she thought she was going to see the cartoon. She thought she was going into the Spider-Verse.
I sat down with her to watch Into the Spider-Verse, and she watched that.
So let me ask you that. So your daughter, have you gotten her into like comic book stuff?
I am collecting.
Oh my God.
I'm collecting Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur for her. So she's all about
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
All right. So back in the day, there was a comic book called Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur, and they updated it to feature Moon Girl, who's an Inhuman, and at the death of Moon Boy.
Wait. Moon Boy died.
Yes. In the first issue of
what year is it? What bracket is decade is this?
Oh, Moon Boy just died when in the Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur comic book. And that.
Why do you have your daughter reading these things?
Moon Girl came out in 2012. Right, so she's relatively
10 years.
Yeah, she's relatively a new character.
Oh, 10, 15 years time.
So I started buying the trade versions of these comic books just so my daughter will have them when she's ready to read them. You know, and I used to read them to her at bedtime, so she's become a fan of Moon Girl, who, by the way, got her own cartoon coming to Hulu this fall.
Okay, you getting promo for that? No, go ahead. So
I don't even know if it's gonna be good because it's a little different than the comic.
All right, so just break down this Moon Girl shit because I don't understand.
So Moon Girl she's an Inhuman, like I said, and she is one of the smartest people on the planet. She's 9 years old. Her name is Lunella Lafayette, I think is her name. She's one of the smartest human beings on the planet. Mm-hmm. Smarter than a lot of the Marvel super smarts you already know. So her intelligence rivals Reed Richards, Tony Stark, and
okay, because I don't think everybody's versed on this shit.
Yeah.
This is nerdy comic book shit.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
No, because I gotta make sure. Not everybody is.
Okay.
Some people think I'm that shit, and some people don't. So
okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm. There's some nerdy. So you gotta understand, Reed Richards is the Mr. Scholastic guy that stretches out. And he's a very smart guy. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Next one.
Yeah, Reed Richards. Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. Y'all know Tony Stark. He's smart, but he's an alcoholic. Go ahead.
Bruce Banner.
Again, you know Bruce Banner. He's not a savage. He's brainy still. Professor.
Who else is a
Professor
monster?
X? No.
No.
Wait, he's not one of the smartest?
No. He's not on the level as those three guys that I just.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so, because he's always making speeches and fucking shit up.
Hank Pym, I forgot him.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ant-Man. Well, Hank Pym is the original Hank Pym.
Yeah, the original Ant-Man.
Ant-Man is Hank Pym.
Mm-hmm.
But is he still...
Shuri, Black Panther's
sister, who most likely will be Black Panther in this movie.
Yeah, maybe. I
mean, she becomes it in the comic books.
Briefly, yes. She doesn't take it over...
But understand where we at, they probably gonna do that.
I don't think that's a wise idea. I think
do you think
question? They have to.
I don't think they did.
I
don't think they did.
Maybe not for this movie, but eventually he has to be recast because he's too important a character in the Marvel mythos.
But they not see.
I
don't think if they don't recast him now, you think they will recast him later?
They have to. It's imperative.
I'm hearing from what I'm understanding because I always look for. Oh, what's the new thing? Yeah. I'm hearing that they're going to tribute him. So so if you tribute the character, they're not going to bring the character back.
They have to though. I mean, I think they don't want to say it. Yeah, they wanted to give people their time to mourn.
They are so mad.
And they wanted to get this movie out.
They are so mad they killed this dude off in the movie. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. They so mad. It's like, damn, we could have just flipped the script.
That's it. But T'Challa.
He dies and then come over.
T'Challa is too important a character in Marvel comic books for them not to have him represented.
This is not. See, this is the problem. This is what happens. The execs They don't give a fuck about Marvel Comics.
But wait, before you before you take it there though.
Okay.
These are Marvel productions. They actually do give a fuck.
Okay.
You know, this is them doing it. You know, so if it wasn't them, then I hear your argument. But it is them.
So and you feel like this is the best.
The comic books are very important to the movies as far as they're concerned. You know.
Yeah, Feige, right? But it's not like they haven't been doing shit in the same universe that hasn't been working out.
What do you mean?
Well, I can't say that. It just depends.
I mean, yeah, there's differences, but the characters are there.
I just think that's what they're gonna do.
It wouldn't represent their bottom line very well.
So who would you suggest?
I don't know who they would cast.
That's why you can't really. It's hard.
But it's not. But how hard?
It ain't hard.
How hard is it? There's a million actors out there.
You're right.
You know.
But you know what it does?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I think it does. Especially if it would, to me, I think it would have to be just like a no-name actor,
and that's fine.
That is just ill.
Mm-hmm.
This way you could, because if you get an actor that already has a memorable face,
mm-hmm.
you're gonna be like, oh, that's Denzel,
right.
You're gonna be like,
I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know what's in their plan. But I also know this, like a lot of this stuff, this multiverse stuff that's happening in this phase of Marvel Comics and the MCU. A lot of it gives them the opportunity to make some changes. Because they're going to introduce the Fantastic Four, finally. They're going to introduce the X-Men.
They already did, kind of.
Huh?
I think they already did, kind of.
How?
Oh, well, I don't
know. I can't tell what you. Go ahead.
But they're going to.
Uh-huh.
So, for the people that know, you're like wondering, well, there's these Avengers here, but where was the Fantastic Four is the first family of Marvel comics. So it's weird that the Avengers got all this light and there's no mention of the Fantastic Four anyway.
Yeah,
so they're bringing them in.
Well, I think that was due to all the other Fantastic movies.
Yeah,
they weren't bad.
They were horrible, and Marvel didn't have.
I would say they were horrible.
They were
They were horrible.
They were garbage.
Hey,
all of them.
I'm not.
And Marvel didn't have.
Fantastic
Fox had them. So
well,
they didn't know
if they were horrible, then so was fucking the X-Men.
Absolutely.
Because the X-Men wasn't much.
The X-Men was pure garbage, man. Like just garbage.
But they give X-Men more. Well, X2.
That was the best. X2 was the best out of those X-Men movies.
Those three.
And the Logan movie. Those are the two. Like I can't
what
watch.
What about the one when Wolverine goes back in time to the 70s? That was okay.
It's got
all the Phoenixes are garbage.
Yeah, and the Days of Future Past episode, like I had that. That's one of the most important X-Men series that you can't just.
Yeah, they skimmed over.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
See, and that's the thing. I like the fact that they have these series now, so at least you could like really stretch it out a little bit.
I mean, and a great comparison is like how the MCU did the Infinity War. It wasn't at all exactly like the comic.
Oh no.
There was major changes, but it was solid. It's not like
the story.
The crux of it was the same. Like the whole mission of Thanos was the same. He wanted to do.
But it was. But in the comic, he wanted to get with Death.
He was seducing Death. Right.
Yeah, seduce Death. And Death is a female character in the Marvel universe that I guess controls who dies.
Well, she's one of the representations of Death.
She's a god, right?
She's a deity.
A deity,
yeah.
Okay. Which is
she is one of many representations of Death in.
Yeah, so he was basically in the comic books he was pussy.
He was madly in love with Death, and he wanted to show his love.
He was just trying
eradicating.
He was trying to get it. He was like, "Listen, I'm gonna knock half of y'all out with a snap, just to get that snap back." There you go.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like the storytelling is, and the characters, they're an important part of these movies.
They did Captain America good.
Yeah, the Captain America series of movies were like the best. some of the best series.
You don't even think. You don't really you close your eyes. It could be a whole nother thing.
Absolutely.
It don't have to be that.
Absolutely. Greatness. For sure.
So let's go, but let's go back into. I know you're DJing. We kind of went through samples. Your hip hop history, because there were time frames.
It's funny, man. Like on my ride over here, I was in the car with a young cat who was. We had a great discussion about the history of hip hop. Huh? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he was asking all the right questions, and he was like, he got it, you know. And I would say like that was refreshing. It's always refreshing when people who weren't there are curious about it. Like because I think that's what keeps the culture going. Okay. You know, and I think that a lot of young heads don't respect the history, and I think that's why a lot of the older generation cats are upset. I told dude that I think it's great that young cats are making their own music. Like that you know, because that's
what was this a younger guy?
Yeah, you know, and I'm
20s
like
or 30s.
I think I would say late 20s, early 30s.
Okay, so he got some kind of sense.
Yeah. Right. So so I just think it's great that young cats are doing what they do. You know, because music is always going to change era to era. Like that can't be helped. That's not going to stop. You know, my music isn't going to be the music of a younger or somebody younger, and I shouldn't expect them to adapt my music as theirs. But I do hope that they would be curious enough about the music that they're listening to, to do some research. And it's not, and a lot of people get it twisted. I'm not saying you have to like the music that came from the past. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But you should know it. There's a lot of music that I grew up on, you know, like that was passed to me when I was growing up, that I didn't care for, but I knew it existed.
When we came up in your era, which is way before my era, we either heard about things.
Oh, this is good.
You can't say this is good.
So I'm drinking right here. This joint is called All My Life, and it's a double IPA. It's like a 9.1% alcohol. It's strong, not as malty. Got great flavor and hops, hoppiness. But Spaceway is a brewery in North Carolina. And this is a collaboration between the rap group Run the Jewels and Spaceway Brewery.
Oh, let me see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That has that 1980s futuristic type of, and it got the gun and the. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
And if y'all not familiar with Run the Jewels, y'all got to get up on them.
Nah, they should know at least heard the term. They definitely done that.
They are a great group. I think they are four albums deep now.
Kind of like that, yeah.
And they are huge beer heads. Hence this beer
really?
right here.
Okay.
So now you have I brought hip hop representation in beer, just so y'all know that it's a real thing. You know. So anyway, what was I talking about?
We were talking about how you want the young motherfuckers to look back. And I was saying in your day and my day, we would hear about people saying shit, or we would see it in different mediums.
So we knew.
But we had a library too. Mm-hmm. And what we had to do with that library is go there and look through shit. I used to go to the library and go through music that I never heard of and said, this look like it's some fire on here.
I used to take records out the library on a regular basis.
Yo,
I probably took more records out the library than books, to be honest.
Yeah. I use the library for sampling. Sorry. So thanks for the library. But they have books here too to read and find history, even though some of that history is incorrect. But they got books there to let you learn things, and in your phone right there is your library. And all you have to do is
in a major way.
But see, a lot of people, they don't want to do the work. See, what I've learned with how I think and how I go about what people want to be baby fed. Nobody really wants to be free, because if you were actually free, you would have responsibility to do everything yourself and get everything yourself.
I thought about that earlier this week, man. Like the same thing. Like, you know, how people, like, you think that everybody in the world wants the same thing, right? and that is to be happy, live a good life, raise a family if they choose to, and you think that something so simple shouldn't be so difficult to obtain, but other people seem to be the problem for most people, and it's weird. And I thought what you just said, like how acquiring the information would take some effort, on how to just live
they
your,
would
your
want, you would want to. They don't have any drive to. Like I'm a type of guy that I want to know where this comes from. Like if you say bring something up, I'm like, all right, let me see what that's about. I might like something in that. That's why I'm always looking things up. Like I got the mass shootings. I don't really believe in them. I don't really believe in the mass shootings, but that's a whole other story.
You don't believe in them?
Like I don't believe that. I believe a lot of that shit is staged. A lot of it, and I've seen evidence to back that up.
Like you were there.
No. See, and this is where it goes. I wasn't there.
Oh,
I've seen No. I've seen what they are putting out in the media that they portray as being real, but it's staged shit. Like that's what I'm going to say about that. But now I got you in that tangent.
All I want to know is how would you know?
Well, how would you know? You only know. You only wait. You only know what the media shows you, right? So what if take the media? Wait. Just listen to me. I know you're gonna go. I know how you are. And you got the beer. You got the lager. What?
IPA.
Oh, IPA. Sorry, this the lager over there. Oh, I gotta get skilled. Listen, he owes me a job. This nigga was supposed to. Since New Year's Day, I was supposed to be hosting the sample.
We never got it up off the ground. You are still on the list.
I was sitting here for 6 months like this nigga just said, fuck the bullshit.
Nope, it is still in play. We just haven't got it set up yet.
Alright. So like I was saying, you only know what anybody shows you.
Absolutely. And like that, anything that happens that I don't see.
And one thing I know, when it comes to the television right there, they're never going to show you the behind the scenes or if anything fucks up from what they want to show you. They're going to show you what they want you to know. And what they want people to know is enough for them to get riled up to do this, that, and the third, enough for them to get riled up to go to work, enough of them to get riled up to go to the mall. I'm telling you, a lot of that shit that they're showing people is incorrect. It's not right.
But what I'm asking though is how you know, because I hear what you're saying, but you said stage, and stage means a production.
Yes.
So what I'm asking you is
mean fathers.
Like I can get with you on the tip of like them showing you only what they want you to see.
Meaning like fathers that are, first of all, if my children are in a place where it could have been a shooting, I'm not stopping to explain to anybody with a microphone in my face about anything. I'm just saying, until I know my child is safe, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying in general.
But you're telling me what you would do.
No, I'm telling you. Well, I'm telling you what I would do.
Yeah.
But also, what I would listen. I'm not even a parent. You're a parent.
Yeah.
So, you're a parent.
Yeah, but what?
I'm speaking for what I would feel I would do.
Right.
100%. But I don't think none of that matters in the mind state of a situation happened and my relative could be in harm. I don't want to talk to a nigga with a microphone in my face.
You wouldn't.
Okay.
I hear you.
And some people would.
Yes.
All right. Now the people that are, they don't look like they child is that much important.
But you see, okay. So here's the fallacy.
Go ahead.
You're talking like you know the people who are who you see.
I know what I'm shown. And
right, but you know what you're shown, but you're also assuming that you know that those, like, you can discern their feelings for their kids off the.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If I come to you and I tell you something that you feel that I'm not credited to say, have credentials to talk about.
You got to be more specific.
No.
I need to understand the
if
point
I
you're trying to make.
and I tell you something that's against everything else that people tell you, like that when you were brought up to know. Let's just say you were brought up to know something. I just want to keep it.
Okay, no. Wait. I want to make sure, and I'm only stopping you because I want to make sure I understand the question.
Okay.
When you say I was brought up to know something, what are you saying?
Meaning you were taught something.
I was taught a lot of things, and it doesn't mean that those same things I told true to myself.
I'm just saying, right. In general.
Okay.
You were taught. You came up dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, right?
What about them?
Are they real?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
I don't know.
But that's the most sensible shit ever. You wasn't around to see them.
Right.
Right.
But this is the thing.
Could that be a production?
I understand. I understand the science behind why people would believe dinosaurs exist. But for me, that's not necessarily enough. You know, I think for anything. When people are putting out facts or what they believe, to be facts.
Too many people got too many voices.
I feel that anybody taking, like listening and hearing what those things are, always have a duty to find out more if they want to know more.
Okay.
Always. I am not one to just take, if it's in a scientific journal, I'll read it, I'll absorb it, but it doesn't stop me from thinking. You understand?
Thank you. All right, now that's what I appreciate about him. Like, we might not whatchamacallit, but he'll still be like, I'm going to use my brain.
And getting back to what you had said earlier about how people need to be served. You know
yeah.
Be served the information, or because they don't want to get it themselves.
No, they don't.
Which makes what you're talking about even more relevant. See, I hear what you're saying. I get it. It's easy to
just take what you're being fed.
Certainly,
that's
because
what I'm saying.
people want that. Like
and
you
said,
and
it's so easy because everything's on everything.
But on the other hand, I will always say that even in that situation, I am not fully informed. So I cannot discern what exactly is.
No, I'm saying, don't just go to one, see how many you could find, see how much as you can.
Certainly.
And then you gotta read between the lines. The message is in between the lines. It's not
dependent on the sources that it's come from. Like some messages ain't messages at all.
But see, this is what the information that happens today is the genius of it. Now, I'm in awe of this system because it's so structured. Like fear is the number one way to control everybody.
Absolutely.
Number one way.
And it's also the number one way to make people do the things that they don't want to do.
Yeah. You don't want to be broke? Go to work.
You got. I mean, I've had discussions with people that would actually go against their own knowledge and their own ways of life because they're scared.
I believe that.
Like they just drop, like everything that they thought they believed, it turns out they don't really believe it.
It takes a lot. You gotta, and I think people see, because I say if anything happens to me, it's just me and my immediate family. But I don't have my family of my own, so I'm a little bit more able to just be like, fuck it.
Because let me tell you, having your own family changes a lot of shit. Yeah. Like especially in the way you process the information. Because for me, this is what I've discovered. Like I cannot be any different for my daughter than who I am. You understand? Okay. Like I can't change just because I have a child. Because she needs to know who I am. 100%. Completely. With no unadulterated. So it has to be, you know, the thing she learns from me is going to be directly related to the person that I am, you know. Mm-hmm. And that has to be. Like, there can't be, I can't, even in the most scariest of moments, and when you have kids, there's a lot of fucking scary moments, man. There's a lot of fucking scary moments, you know. But even in the depths of that, I have to still be me. I have to protect her, of course. I have to keep her safe.